Okay, optional question. And I'm going to say by doing the optional question, you can get better options in life. So what are they asking for? They're asking for the square root of this. Now, I'm making assumptions over here that I can take the square root of that. So if I can take the square root of that, what I'm going to say is 203 minus 20 root 6 would have to be a perfect square for me to take the square root of that. All right? Now, what do they want to do? They want me to do it without using a calculator. And then what they want to do is they want to just, me to use a calculator to verify it. So I'm going to use a calculator after I do that. All right? So let's go through this. Again, we're assuming it's a perfect square. So I want to go through that with you. And so I'm going to write down 203. And it's tough, but I'm not saying it's easy. 20 root 6. And I want to see if I get that to be a perfect square. I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself it's probably going to be the form a minus b squared, which would turn out to be a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Now, you may wonder why I'm doing this, because there's a subtraction sign. That's why I'm doing that. So let's take a look at it, and I'll write this down for you. I'm going to say this is, 2 times 100 plus 3. That's not so bad, right? And then I'm going to write this as minus 2 times 10 root 3 times 2. All right, let's keep looking at it. And I'm going to write these things down so it sort of looks like this here. All right? Now, I'm seeing that middle part, so I'm going to write this down for you. And I'm seeing the middle part as being minus, whoops, sorry about that. This is the middle part. I can write that as minus 2 times 10 root 3 times 2. That's the middle part. Now I got to get the end part, and I'm going to say it's this thing here. But I'm going to write it a little differently. I'm going to write it as the root of 3 squared. All right, so I got this done, and I got this done. And then I'm going to write this down. Oh boy, what's that going to be? I'm going to be careful here, right? So that's going to be what? Let's take a look. I'm going to write down, let's see, the square root of 200 squared. All right? I'm going to write it a little differently. Maybe I shouldn't have written it that way, because it's not written that way. So I'm going to square root of 2 and the square root of 100. And that's certainly going to give me 2 times 100. Let me just write it a little bit differently. I'm going to write this as the square root of 2. I'm going to put a 10 here, squared, minus 2 times 10 root 3 root 2 plus the square root of 3 squared. I think I can factor it now. All right, we're just doing the radicand, by the way. What's it going to be? 10 root 2, whoops, my eraser out again. 10 root 2 minus root 3 squared. Let's just check it to make sure that's true. What are you going to get? You're going to get 10 root 2 squared. You're going to get root 3 squared minus 2 times 10 root 2 root 3. Let's just check it out. What's the first thing squared? That would give you 100 times 2, which is 200. What's root 3 squared is 3. And what do you get over here? Minus 20 root 6. What does this give you? 203 minus 20 root 6. I want to go back to the original problem, and that's what we're seeing over here. 203 minus 20 root 6. So I'm going to say this thing here and this thing here are the same thing. What are we trying to do? Take the square root of that number. All right, let's write this down. So it's 10 root 2 minus root 3, quantity squared. What do you get there? 10 root 2 minus root 3. That's it. Thank you.